welcome back to my channel. How you guys are doing? Do let me know in the comments below. So I just finished watching Game of Thrones. Yes, I'm lagging really behind, and but I completely finished it within a month. And one of our favorite characters is Tyrion Lannister. Now his stature is so little. He's a little stature still. He is so much loved by all of us because of his intelligence, his wit, his mind games and everything. So, and from where does he get all these wit and everything? He reads a lot, and that's what we lack these days. We don't read so much. At least I don't read so much. I don't like to read a lot of books. It's not I don't like to. I used to be an avid reader when I was small, but as I grew up, the vision thing, which is movies and 3D movies and everything, those attracted me more, and I started enjoying movies more than reading books, and then reading books just completely stopped. So recently I started reading books more, and the thing with new readers is that we don't like to read long novels. We like to read short stories which end in very less time, and which don't make us guessing for long and all that. So I like to do that. I don't like suspense as of that. I like to know everything very soon. So anyways, one of my favorite writers at the moment is Sudha Murty, and today I decided to talk about a book of hers which I have got recently. Now I had read two of her books, which both of them are short stories. Now this book's name is Sudha Murty, Something Happened on the Way to Heaven. Sudha Murty is the name of the author, and the book name is Something Happened on the Way to Heaven. Now these are a collection of short stories, true short stories, and this book is not written by Sudha Murty. She just edited the stories. She started a very good concept of interaction, that she went on to give like a competition of something. This was there, and people were able to send in their real life stories, and they were very interesting stories, and she just edited it a bit, and then she produced this book. Now I cannot rave enough about this book. Every story is jaw-dropping. Every story makes you feel from inside, and I thought that today I would read one of the stories to you. Now this is a new section I'm starting where I read stories to you. It's a storytelling section. Now since we don't like to read that much, I am putting up this section so that you can just listen to the stories. Now I am not a storyteller or anything, but I'm trying this. So if you like this, then only I will do more. So let me know that. So today I would be reading one of her stories, Right to Refuse. Yes, I have glasses. So the reason why I'm reading this story is because first of all, this is a beauty channel, and I have seen that many girls are not so happy with themselves. We straighten our hair, we do not accept ourselves the way we are. We want to lose weight. Even I do. I want to lose weight, and we want to get fairer and all that. We want to change the structure of our nose and everything, and those who can afford actually go and do it. So there are certain standards of beauty, and we want to be that standard, and we forget the uniqueness that we have inside us. So anyways, that was a very long intro. I will go on to this story, and hope you like it, and I think that will give you an insight of what this book is, and then if you want, you can go and buy it. So The Right to Refuse by Jimmy Matthew. The people of the town considered it to be a city, but I was not impressed. Nobody there seemed to know what a reconstructive plastic surgeon really did. Fortunately, the orthopedist was convinced of my utility with the number of trauma cases that came in, and I needed the job. The most boring part, however, was the outpatient department visits. My hopes soared as a young couple walked in. The girl was pleasantly plump and pretty in a droopy way. Did she require liposuction? A nose job, perhaps? I glanced towards the man with her. He seemed to be the sullen, high testosterone types. The front of his scalp was a sparse waistland. Maybe it was the man who wanted a hair transplant. No, something was wrong. The girl was weepy, and the man looked furious. He gruffly introduced himself and his wife, They were married just a few days ago. He said, "Doctor, she is not a virgin. I could tell on the first night. I'm not a fool, I know these things." The words had a malignant finality to them. "No, I swear on God," the girl blurted out. Then she lowered her head and wept. Hesitantly, I started telling them about how the hymen can be very delicate in some women and how exercise or stretching could have played a part in tearing it. Or it may have been, well, not noticeably tough. I paused doubtfully. The man was dismissive, I have no doubt, but I'm willing to forgive her. He made a magnanimous gesture with his hand. "I want you to restore her hymen. You have to do an operation on her." "What?" I couldn't help exclaiming. My stiff upper lip, the mark of a decent medical man, had gone to pieces. I put things together in my mind with some difficulty. I carefully weighed my words before I spoke again. "Virginity is an idea. I have no objection to you giving such inflated importance to it. The fact that she told you she did not lose it before marriage should be enough. How can an artificially made hymen make up for it?" "I just want to have that satisfaction," the man said with a hideous semblance of a smile. "You won't get it, at least not through my hands," I said. "What do you mean?" "I won't do it. That's all. You're free to consult anybody else." I was firm. His eyes bulged and his face took on an incensed reddish hue. I stared back calmly, mentally preparing for an imminent physical attack. He stormed out along with the girl. I followed them out and saw Sugunan, the young OPT nursing assistant, staring at their retreating backs. "I know her," he said absent-mindedly. "She's Nandini, my neighbor. She's a nice girl. I had attended the wedding." He had enough sense not to ask what they had come for. The next day I was surprised to see her waiting along in the OPD. Her eyes were swollen and puffy. "Please perform the surgery, doctor," she begged. "Otherwise, my life will be ruined." This was agony. It was one of those hard situations where I felt sorry for her, and yet I couldn't bring myself to perform a surgery I didn't believe in. I felt as if I was being put through the ringer. She was crying as she walked out of the room. I had refused her request for a hymenoplasty. Sugunan was standing outside the door and was shocked to see her crying. I saw Nandini give him a weak smile through her tears. He looked at me inquiringly. "Is she a friend?" I asked. He nodded. "She's in a little trouble. Why don't you go and talk to her?" I said on an impulse. Sugunan ran after her. I called for my next patient. It was a couple. The man looked studious and portly, and the young woman was dark and attractive. The swollen eyelids and general demeanor denoted recent crime. Here we go again, I thought. I was usually inundated with weepy young women. Just like other men afflicted with masculinity, tears from women made me especially uncomfortable. I had an irresistible urge to run to the next district wherever I saw a woman crying. But I guess they were as unavoidable as taxes, tables, and tiresome meals. I felt a sudden surge of anger at all the men who made women cry. It isn't fair, I thought. Why can't men realize that women are beautiful and delicate beings who need tender handling? Why can't women be treated with extreme gentleness and care? I conveniently forgot my own transgressions that had sent scores of women associated with me to weep and cry with unrestrained abandon at various periods of my life. I fixed the man with a baleful eye. "What's the matter? How can I help you?" The man cleared his throat. Her nose is not right. She wants a bigger nose." I looked at a small straight nose. One could not imagine a more perfect nose. In fact, one could not imagine a more perfect face. "I think the nose is perfect. It is very difficult to improve upon this." What exactly is the problem with it?" I inquired cautiously. I was always very guarded with rhinoplasties. One had to be, especially when the complaints were vague and the deformity small or non-existent. Besides, it was an urban legend among our professional community that dissatisfied nose job patients had murdered 7 cosmetic surgeons till date. I didn't want to be the 8th. Okay, leave it. Can you do anything about the chin? Make it longer, for instance? Do you think you could make it small? The man asked in a rush. I stared at him. He quickly corrected himself. Smaller, I mean. Don't you think that a smaller chin will give more balance to her face? I'm afraid I sort of lost my temper at that moment. Are you the one who wants all this surgery? Why doesn't she speak? Did you force her to come to me? For what? I almost shouted. No, doctor, I want the surgery. The girl spoke up for the first time. What is it that you want exactly? My face is all wrong, she replied. I have to know exactly what is bothering you about your face. Otherwise, I can't help you. My eyes, eyebrows, nose and chin, everything is wrong. I don't like the length of my face either. I want a more moon-shaped face. The nose and chin also have to be changed. She sounded desperate. There were some psychiatric conditions like this, but why was the young man with her? Suddenly the truck struck me and I questioned the girl. You don't want people to recognize you. That's why you want to change your appearance. May I ask why? It was clear from their faces that they had been caught. I was soon rewarded with a remarkable story. Mary had an ailing father and a brother who had to be enrolled in college. She turned to prostitution as a way out and got many high-paying clients for a period of 1 year. That was when Sunil came to her too. It was the first time Sunil fell in love with her and wanted to marry her. But he was a driver and many of Sunil's friends and fellow townsmen knew about Mary. She was trapped in a shady reputation. The girl was ready to make any sacrifice to marry Sunil. She loved her too. But how would he handle the humiliation of marrying a prostitute? That was the gist of the couple's dilemma. And they thought that I was the perfect solution. I can't help you with the surgery, but let me see what else I can do, I said. I took out my cell phone and dialed Sandeep's number. He was one of my closest friends and a classmate from medical school. Now he had a chain of clinics across Dubai and Abu Dhabi. After a short chit-chat, I asked Sandeep if he needed a driver for one of his ambulances. 1 year later, when I went to visit Sandeep in Dubai, I was invited as an honoured guest to Sunil and Mary's house. The couple had a small but neat apartment. A 1-month-old baby lay in the crib with her rosy eyelids tightly shut. She was smiling in her sleep. That was quick work, I winked at Sunil. The way you solved our problem was also quick, he said. I have a surprise for you. Somebody is coming to meet you right now. The doorbell rang and Sugunan, my erstwhile nursing assistant, walked in. He had left India to come to Dubai 6 months ago and had taken a recommendation letter from me to Sandeep for possible employment. So I was not surprised to see him. But I was really surprised to see Nandini standing by his side. He had an arm around her. I remember Nandini well because of her odd request. We ran away, Sugunan explained. She has filed for a divorce. On the way back from Sunil's home, I reflected on the strange ways of the world. I thought about virgins and former prostitutes and then about men and their different attitudes. Then I thought about coincidences or were they simply the mysterious ways of providence. The day I went back to the hospital administrator Puneet came to meet me. We know that you're a good doctor, but your conversion rate isn't that great. Conversion rate is a term used in hospital finance. It denotes the percentage of patient consultations that get converted to revenue-generating procedures such as surgeries. I replied, a liposuction, 50,000 rupees for the hospital. He looked at me inquiringly. A rhinoplasty, 60,000 rupees. I paused for effect and he stared at me. The right to refuse a wrong procedure? Priceless. So I hope you like this story. There are more beautiful stories in this book, so do go and buy this book, and I'll leave the link of the Amazon or Flipkart or whatever of this book in the description box. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please like and subscribe for more new videos. And as I said, this is a new thing I've started. I don't know if I read quite well or not. I bump sometimes and I can't spell most words and all that. But I just wanted to bring reading into fashion once again, so that's why I decided to do this video. So if you want me to do more storytelling videos, do let me know. And if you don't want me to do any more such videos, do let me know as well, because the videos are after all for you and you're the ones who want to decide all that. So thank you so much for watching. Bye guys.